Hi everyone. This is our equivalent NoteTab Lite or NoteTab demo for how to create an HTML page with either an HTML5 doc type or an XHTML doc type, and also take a look at the required elements for the personal website assignment, but using NoteTab instead of BBEdit. And this is what you see when you first launch NoteTab. It's got this tips box, that the tip of the day that always opens up. If you find that annoying, all you need to do is simply uncheck this box that says Show Tips on Startup. But some of the tips you might find helpful from time to time. This one is telling you that you can hold down the Control key if you want to open a link in a new web browser window. For now, we're just going to close up these tips. And we're going to make the NoteTab window a little bigger. And what we're looking at actually here is our same old test pages that we also looked at in BBEdit that include the elements that you need to include for your personal website. But before we look at them a little more, I'd like to show you how to create a new file in NoteTab in either HTML5 or XHTML. One aside is that you may notice that the interface in NoteTab is kind of not, maybe not as pretty as it is in BBEdit. We're looking at test page 2. Here's test page 1, which is a little longer, but you'll see it's all black and white. And this is because it's NoteTab Lite. That's why you're not getting the text, the coding color-coded, so you can tell the actual tags from the plain text. Again, that's because this is NoteTab Lite, the free NoteTab. NoteTab Pro will color code the HTML code in the same way that BBEdit does, and you can download a free demo of NoteTab Pro if you like the better colored display. So, how do we create a new page in NoteTab? I find it easiest to be sure that this HTML-CSS, they call them clipbooks, make sure that tab is depressed, and then you just go up here and you say New Web Page, and you double click that, and you get the same kind of menu that we got in BBEdit. So you can see you can pick XHTML 1.0, XHTML 1.0 strict is the one that we would want. There isn't HTML5 in this version. That's because it's over here. So let's say, for example, we're going to do XHTML 1.0 strict. We say OK. And then here's where you can fill in the title, and you can just call it a NoteTab test page. And this is filling in your meta description. So this is a demo for LIS 861, and then you can say a few keywords, XHTML demo, you have to be able to spell, LIS 861, and then just say OK. And then NoteTab wants to fill in this. What you're actually looking at here is this menu would create a little bit of an internal style sheet, and we're not going to do that yet, so I'm just going to delete all this stuff for now and then say OK. And here you have your XHTML page. So you can see it's got the doc type declaration, it's got the meta tags all filled in for you. This is all you would need. It tells you the generator, it tells you the date created, but it's got both description, keywords, and author. So that's all you would really need for your personal website assignment. If you wanted to do this in HTML5, you would double click HTML5, and then we can call this one the HTML5 demo. Again, we would fill in, this is a demo for class, and then we could put in a few keywords like HTML5 and LIS 861. We'll say OK. We'll just delete the internal style sheet information again, and we'll just say OK. And now you have the HTML5 demo. So very similar to what we saw in BBEdit, and and actually adds a little bit, here's a little bit of a script to help make the HTML5 work in Internet Explorer. So going back to our test pages, if we want to look at test page 1, you can see this has the same things that we had put in BBEdit. We have a heading 3, that's test page for class. Heading 1, a bigger heading. If we wanted to make a slightly smaller heading, and you have to be able to type, of course, slightly smaller heading, then we can do the same thing that we did in BBEdit. We can highlight this text, and then we can scroll through you can see that Note tab divides up the tags into block, list, other kinds of elements over here, we can, since we have that text highlighted, we can just click here, H1 to H6 header. We can choose our level, and let's make this one a 2 because we've got a 1 and a 3, and we say OK, and it's wrapped up that text with an H2, so you have a slightly smaller heading in Note tab Lite. The other thing I wanted to show you that Note tab has that actually BBEdit does not have is if we go over to test page 2, where the table is, there is a little more help given to you for tables. Note tab, I'm going to put my cursor, I'm going to put it outside of the table, and I'm going to click on this table wizard. And the table wizard can let you fill in the rows and the cells. So say I want, we have 3 things. We want 3 rows. We want 3 cells per row, say, and just say OK. And then it fills in the table for you. And you can then, it's wrapped up this stuff in comments. So this is telling you that this is row 1, column 1. This is commented text that won't show up in the browser. You could leave that there and then fill in your, thing 1 information. And you could leave that comment in there to remind you, what column, what row this is, and it still wouldn't show up in the browser. So this is just a quick demo of how to do the same kind of things we had done in BBEdit in Note tab, creating pages with different doc types, and also with an HTML5 doc type or an XHTML doc type, and then adding the same coding elements. I guess before I wrap this up, I should show you one more thing, which is the link. And linking works pretty much the same way. So let me go grab just any old, I have everything turned off because I'm running too many things on my computer. Say we wanted to put in a link. If we go back to test page 1, which has a link, here's our link to the Lorem Ipsum page, so I'll just copy that. And say we go back to this one, which was our HTML5 demo, and it's telling me to put my content inside of a paragraph. I'm not actually going to do that. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to type in my link, and then I'm going to highlight that. And then I'm going to go back over to my list of HTML elements over here, and hyperlink. You can have image, you can have, but here we'll just say we want a hyperlink, and I'll paste it in again. And then this is where I get to choose if I want it to be, I just leave it blank. If I don't, I don't type anything in here, but I can select blank if I want it to open in a new window. And we'll take this out and we'll say OK, and it fills in the link. And here is where our display text should be. So there we go. So it's very much the same as what you could do in BB Edit.